The ancient plains of Mesopotamia, blanketed in fertile soil and coursed by the life-giving rivers of the Tigris and Euphrates, were said to be the birthplace of human civilization. But according to the earliest written records, etched into clay tablets by the Sumerians, humanity did not rise alone. High above the ziggurats, where smoke from ritual fires curled into the sky, the gaze of the gods was ever watchful. The Anunnaki, celestial beings described as those who came from the heavens, were not distant figures of legend but active participants in the story of Earth. They were said to have descended to this world, driven by a need so profound it led to the creation of mankind itself. But the Anunnaki's arrival was not a benevolent act. They came to Earth on a mission of necessity, to extract its most precious resource, gold. They labored for millennia, carving into the Earth's depths, but even gods have limits. When their lower ranks, the Igigi, rebelled against the crushing demands of their labor, the Anunnaki were forced to find a new solution. It was then, as these ancient texts recount, that humanity was born, not as free beings, but as workers crafted to serve their celestial masters. This tale, preserved in fragments of cuneiform, holds secrets of rebellion, creation, and a connection between humanity and the stars that continues to mystify. The accounts of the Anunnaki, preserved in the oldest written texts known to humankind, offer a narrative unlike any other. To the Sumerians, these beings were not abstract deities but tangible forces in their history, beings who shaped their world and left behind indelible marks on human civilization. The story is as layered as it is expansive, spanning themes of labor, rebellion, divine engineering, and the quest for resources. The details are staggering: the hierarchy of the Anunnaki, their connection to the Igigi, and the extraordinary creation of humanity itself. At the heart of it all lies gold, a material revered by the Anunnaki not for wealth or beauty, but for its practical use, a resource critical to their survival and possibly their technology. The mission to obtain it led to millennia of labor, revolt, and innovation, culminating in the development of human civilization. But what role did the Igigi play? Why was gold so vital, and what exactly did the Anunnaki leave behind when they departed? And above all, what does the elusive Nibiru, their supposed home, have to do with humanity's creation? The story of the Anunnaki begins not on Earth, but in the heavens, in a distant world described in Sumerian texts as Nibiru. Known as the planet of the crossing, Nibiru was said to have an elongated orbit that brought it into proximity with Earth every several thousand years. Life on Nibiru, as depicted in these ancient accounts, was in jeopardy. Its atmosphere had been severely damaged, and the Anunnaki sought a solution. Gold, with its unique properties, was identified as the key to repairing their atmospheric shield. Unlike earthly uses of gold for ornamentation, the Anunnaki valued it for its capacity to reflect and stabilize. Their survival depended on the success of this mission. Under the leadership of Anu, the king of their pantheon, the Anunnaki ventured to Earth. The journey itself, often described as perilous, may symbolize technological and astronomical feats unimaginable for the time these accounts were written. Upon arrival, they established the first settlement, Eridu. From here, they expanded their operations with Anu's sons, the authoritative Enlil and the ingenious Enki, taking central roles. Enlil oversaw administrative control of Earth, while Enki was tasked with the extraction of gold. These settlements grew into operational hubs that combined celestial authority with the earliest whispers of what would become human civilization. The Anunnaki's initial efforts centered on surface mining, extracting gold from rivers and accessible deposits. Enki, known for his wisdom, devised tools and methods that increased efficiency, allowing the Anunnaki to extract significant quantities. However, as surface deposits dwindled, their operations had to evolve. Mining efforts pushed into deeper underground regions requiring immense labor. This marked the beginning of the Igiji's pivotal role in the Anunnaki's saga. The Igiji, a class of subordinate celestial beings, were drafted to perform the grueling labor. While the Anunnaki devised plans and supervised, the Igiji carried out the backbreaking work of digging mines and hauling gold. Ancient accounts portray the Igiji as loyal but burdened. For centuries, they endured, their efforts ensuring the continuation of the mission. Texts describe the mines themselves as sprawling, labyrinthine spaces, dark, suffocating, and unforgiving. The Igiji worked tirelessly under harsh conditions, extracting gold at a scale that could satisfy their overlords. Yet, even the divine have their limits. The Igiji, worn down by endless toil, rebelled. Their rebellion, described vividly in the texts, was both an act of desperation and a moment of profound consequence. They cast aside their tools, abandoned the mines, and stormed the Anunnaki settlements. Their cries for freedom reached the heavens, disrupting the Anunnaki's order and threatening the continuation of their mission. This rebellion was more than an uprising. It was a declaration that even celestial beings could not endure such relentless exploitation. Faced with the collapse of their operations, the Anunnaki convened a council, presided over by Anu himself. The crisis demanded a solution, and it was Enki who presented a radical idea: the creation of a new species, one that could take over the burdens of labor. Humanity, as the texts reveal, was born from necessity, an invention engineered to serve. Enki, with the aid of Ninhursag, the goddess of life and fertility, began the process of creation. The details of this creation are among the most intricate and debated aspects of the Anunnaki narrative. Enki and Ninhursag combined the genetic material of the Anunnaki with that of Earth's native life forms. Using an early hominid as a base, they conducted what the texts describe as successive experiments. Some attempts were failures, producing creatures that were unable to survive. Others were deformed or lacked the intelligence required for their intended tasks. These failures are described with remarkable specificity, hinting at an understanding of biological experimentation that aligns uncannily with modern genetic sciences. Finally, the breakthrough came: the creation of the first true humans. These beings, while subservient, were intelligent enough to understand and execute complex tasks. Their physical strength and endurance made them ideal for the grueling work of mining. Deployed primarily to the mines of southern Africa, humans became the solution to the Anunnaki's crisis. The account suggests that these early humans were not just laborers, but also companions to the Anunnaki, a bond that began to reshape their relationship over time. Humanity's role gradually expanded. The Anunnaki imparted knowledge that allowed humans to farm, build, and organize. This marked the dawn of human civilization. Under the guidance of the Anunnaki, early cities began to rise, with monumental structures like ziggurats serving as centers of activity. These structures were not merely administrative or religious hubs, but symbolic bridges between Earth and the heavens. Ziggurats like those in Ur and Babylon reflected a celestial alignment, linking the Anunnaki's dominion over the land with their origins in the stars. But as humans multiplied and grew more independent, tensions arose. Enlil, ever the strict enforcer, grew increasingly agitated by humanity's noise and perceived defiance. The texts describe his frustration as boiling over into a fateful decision. Humanity would be wiped out in a great flood. This flood, unlike natural disasters, was deliberate, an act of divine retribution meant to restore order. Yet it was Enki, humanity's creator who defied his brother's orders. Enki warned a man named Ziusudra, instructing him to build a vessel capable of preserving life. The flood, catastrophic in scale, swept across the earth, but Ziusudra's vessel endured, carrying humanity's legacy forward. The Anunnaki's involvement in Earth's history did not end with the flood. In its aftermath, they reorganized their operations, appointing human kings as intermediaries between themselves and their creations. These kings claimed divine lineage, establishing the idea of sacred authority that would permeate human culture for millennia. Laws, sciences, and governance all bore the imprint of the Anunnaki's teachings. Even today, echoes of their influence persist in the stories, monuments, and myths that define human history. While the flood marked a turning point in the Anunnaki's direct involvement with Earth, it did not signify the end of their influence. The post-deluge era introduced a profound shift in human civilization. Following the flood, kingship, a concept introduced by the Anunnaki, was said to have been lowered from heaven. The establishment of monarchy ensured that humanity's rulers were seen as divine intermediaries, entrusted with maintaining order and upholding the Anunnaki's legacy. This system not only reinforced the celestial hierarchy, but also created a framework for governance that persisted for millennia. The first kings of Sumer, such as Gilgamesh of Uruk, claimed lineage that could be traced back to the Anunnaki. Gilgamesh's epic, the oldest known literary work, is more than a tale of heroism. It is a window into the enduring connection between humans and their creators. In the text, Gilgamesh's quest for immortality underscores the tension between human mortality and divine power. His journey, which leads him to Utnapishtim, a parallel to Ziusudra, reflects humanity's enduring desire to reclaim its lost connection to the divine. The Anunnaki's presence in the post-flood world also manifested through the construction of monumental cities and structures. Temples and ziggurats, meticulously aligned with celestial bodies, served as centers of worship, administration, and astronomical study. The ziggurat of Ur, dedicated to the moon god Nana, exemplifies this synthesis of spirituality and science. These towering structures were not merely places of ritual. They were tangible representations of the Anunnaki's dominion and their enduring impact on Earth's cultures. Furthermore, the Anunnaki imparted advanced knowledge to humanity. Sumerian texts describe their teachings in agriculture, mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The Sumerians' understanding of the cosmos, including the identification of celestial bodies and the calculation of their movements, raises intriguing questions about the source of their knowledge. Some scholars suggest that these advancements were the result of the Anunnaki's direct influence, embedding their cosmic awareness into human civilization. For example, the Sumerians accurately identified planets in our solar system, including those not visible to the naked eye, such as Uranus and Neptune, knowledge that modern science confirmed only thousands of years later. But even as humanity flourished under their guidance, the Anunnaki began to withdraw. The reasons for their departure remain a subject of speculation. Some accounts suggest that the depletion of Earth's gold reserves reduced their need to remain. Others imply internal conflicts among the Anunnaki, particularly between Enlil and Enki, may have contributed to their decision to leave. Yet another interpretation posits that their withdrawal was a planned part of humanity's evolution, a transition from divine rule to human autonomy. As they retreated, the Anunnaki left behind enigmatic traces. Artifacts and inscriptions, such as the Sumerian king list, continue to puzzle researchers. This ancient record, which lists rulers and their impossibly long reigns before and after the flood, blurs the line between history and myth. It suggests that the Anunnaki's involvement in human affairs spanned tens of thousands of years, a timeline that challenges conventional historical understanding. The concept of Nibiru, their home planet, also persisted in human memory. Descriptions of its periodic return fueled both ancient prophecies and modern speculation. While contemporary astronomy has yet to confirm the existence of such a planet, the search for Planet 9, a hypothetical massive body at the edge of our solar system, echoes the ancient narrative of Nibiru. Could the Anunnaki's origins hold clues to undiscovered aspects of our solar system? The Anunnaki's departure did not sever their connection to Earth entirely. Some accounts suggest that they left behind a remnant of their presence, artifacts imbued with power or knowledge. The Ark of the Covenant, for instance, is speculated by some to be a relic of Anunnaki technology. Similarly, megalithic sites such as Stonehenge and the pyramids of Egypt are often linked to theories of Anunnaki influence, given their precision and alignment with celestial phenomena. Even in their absence, the Anunnaki's legacy shaped human history. The institutions they established, the knowledge they imparted, and the myths they inspired endured long after their departure. The transition from divine rule to human autonomy marked a new chapter in the story of civilization, a chapter defined by humanity's struggle to balance its inherited knowledge with its aspirations for independence.